basically focuses on change. The global economy is changing. The way we approach our services, marketing, communication is changing dramatically. And I think what this conference is highlighting is that we have to be ahead of the curve in terms of new technology, in terms of new economies, and really focusing on all the various platforms that are out there in the marketing communication environment.
No, I think it's the entire theme is about change and keeping our minds open towards change. It is not saying that you have to change tomorrow morning, but be ready for the change. Prepare yourself for the change. The world is changing very fast. So if you are not ready for it, you will get left behind. That's what it's saying.
Uncertainty is a new certainty in the context of marketing primarily because communication to consumers has moved from a sequential, controlled advertiser talking to consumer to much more devolved, fluid and instant conversation with the consumer. So from talking down to a proper communication is the reason why the game has become that much more uncertain.
Well, I think it's a provocative theme, but I think it's important to, at the same time, not just talk about what's changing, but also what remains timelessly true, and the role of robust brand equity and consistency and big brand ideas as the linchpin of long-term consumer loyalty. And so I really think the question is, how do you take what's new, the technological innovations, the revolutions that are happening, the liberation that's happening, and fuse that with the timeless truths of how to build brands. So I think it's really more a reconciliation than a brave new world.
It is an age that we're living in. It's such an uncertain world where predicting anything is virtually impossible. There is no stability at this point in time, be it any social, political, environmental, any of the issues. There is just no certainty. The world keeps changing pretty much every day. And finally, in the business of marketing and advertising, you are pretty much trying to sort of express a sentiment of the brand, which is finally going and talking to the consumer, is trying to entice the consumer, is so well correlated with the world as it exists that you're bound to have an impact on marketing or advertising when the world around us keeps changing. So very clearly, if the world is uncertain, so are we in our business.
At every phase of our life, okay, there has been change. And as Ambika said this morning, the only thing that's constant is change. And today, the change is moving at a faster pace. And because we're not able to predict the next move change, we're looking at things in a more uncertain fashion. It is at one level very predictable uncertainty, because we know that digital is going to be ruling the roost, and everything that we look at today, every medium, be it television, be it radio, be it print, be it outdoor, they all have an element of digital in them, and it's going to be transforming the world at a much faster pace. And therefore I'm saying that while you can call it uncertainty, there is a certainty that's going to happen. Okay, there is some, what is uncertain is how fast it's going to happen.
Uncertainty, I think, predominantly in a liberalized economy, and as we go more and more towards capitalism, there's always uncertainty. Whether it's a good year or a bad year, recession or economy booming, whatever it might be, but there is uncertainty because technology is changing, people habits are changing, what we did in our childhood no longer relevant, so you have to keep matching up to the pace, and pace is changing very fast, so uncertainty exists. How people adapt to this uncertainty is a different story. Some people are able to adapt and some people fall by the side, so there is uncertainty.